That's right. And yours is too. That's what I said. Oh yeah. Everyone. My soul is welcome here.
Oh, my soul is rising up. Thank you so much, choir, and thank you so much, Chris. So, good morning. I am Deb Kearns, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. And welcome to our Sunday celebration service in our beautiful community of Apple Valley, California. We're so happy that you're here today. And now it's time for one of our favorite things to do here. It's called Hugs and Handshakes. For the next song, those of you who choose to participate, you're welcome to walk around, dance, exchange a handshake or a hug, showing your honor of our oneness with each other. You can do the namaste pose, putting it at your heart and just bowing down. Or you may just remain in your seat if that works for you. The choice is yours. So have fun, everyone, and take it away, Chris. All right, let's get up, everyone.
Everybody get up on your feet. Feel the light, everyone you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
All right, get in that last hug shake, last smile, last wave. You at home too also. So thank you so much. Gets my cells vibrating. I just love that. So we are an all-inclusive center of love where we recognize and celebrate each person as a uniquely divine individual. We view each person as an expression of the one spirit in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Thank you to everyone who is joining us online today as well. We are so happy with you as you being in here also. Say hello in the chat box if you're online right now, and let us know that you're watching. And also let us know how you're doing today. We love connecting with you. And thank you to Nicholas. Let's give Nicholas a round of applause. He's back there in the studio. He runs all of our in-house service as well as our live streaming as well. So Nicholas, you're very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Now I invite everyone to please join me in reading our opening community affirmation. It is in your programs on the left side, and it's also up on our monitors as well. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. And so it is. Is there anyone joining us today for the very first time? If so, please raise your hand so we can welcome you. Yes, everybody say welcome. Welcome, and thank you so much for being with us here today. If you don't already have a welcome packet, you can pick one up at our welcome table, which is right out these doors, the sanctuary doors, and it's over to your left. So please do that. All of us All of the ways you can connect with our center can be found on the back of your program, so please take it home with you and keep it handy and call the office if you have any questions at all. Since it's the first Sunday of the month, we have a community member share, so please join me in welcoming Allison Ellison to come on up to the stage and share with us.
Oh my. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
I was asked to speak today on how it is that I came to the center and my experiences since coming here and how it's impacted my life. So I want to begin by telling you that I was born 5 months before the Roswell incident. I'm not going to tell you my actual age. I was born into a Catholic Italian family back in Jersey, and for most of my life, spiritually, I felt just as alien as Roswell. I didn't feel like I fit into the world, and I had been involved in many different religious organizations throughout my life, and they all preached a good message of love, but they didn't live up to that message. I was spiritually lost and emotionally struggling, and I reached out to Pat Farrell, I think a lot of you know her, for some EFT sessions. And during one of those sessions, she recommended that I come here to the center. And when I first walked through the doors of this beautiful center in March of 2022, I was filled with anxiety, doubt, and a lot of skepticism. My mind kept telling me, this is just going to be another case of a lot of talk and not much walk. But to my surprise, I was surrounded with a lot of love from the very moment that I entered. I was greeted by Annka, and I was welcomed by Eleanor and Liz and Brandy. And it's a moment that I'm going to remember and cherish for a long time. But I still had my fears and anxiety and skepticism, and I was certain that there was going to be a big letdown. It was coming. But instead, I just kept on seeing more and more love. It grew as I began to stay here for fellowship. I met so many loving people. I realized quickly that I had found my tribe. Right. The center has helped me face my deepest fears, to trust again, to believe in myself, to live in the present, to see the infinite possibilities, to be joyful. But most importantly for me, it's shown me how to live my authentic life and speak my authentic voice. I'm, of course, a work in progress, so when I was asked to speak, my mind immediately went to, oh, you don't have the words. You're not ready. You're too new at this. And what could you possibly say that's going to be of any significance? But because of the classes I've taken and the people I've met here, I've learned to be able to change that kind of thinking. And I stopped that script and I said, okay, I will. So I'm here, I'm present, and I like to serve because I want to give back to the center. I know that I could never give back as much as I've received here. So when someone asks you to join a committee or a team, don't look at it as something to be afraid of. It's a chance to serve, and it's a chance to learn and grow. Annka showed me how to be a greeter, and so that's the first service that I performed here. Emily saw that I liked to sing, and so she asked me if I wanted to join the choir, and I said yes. Joan asked me if I wanted to usher, and I said yes. I've volunteered to light the candles of faith, and I help count and record the tithing once a month. I've also helped out with the Healthy Spirit Fair. That was a great experience. And these are my joys. These are my ways of saying thank you. I know that you've heard Brandy say, teamwork makes the dream work many times. And I truly believe this because abundance is found in unity and collaboration. And love is a verb, and a verb is action. So if you want to know why I love coming to this center and why I serve here, just look around. Each of you has shown me love and joy and compassion. I see God in everyone here. Thank you for this opportunity to show my love. I'm home. Namaste.
Thank you, Allison. We love you, truly. Really touched my soul. Thank you so much. Current events happening at our center can also be found online, our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram, as well as our Meetup app, and the calendar on our website as well. Since it is the first Sunday of the month, that means it's birthday potluck. Woo woo! Does anyone have a birthday in the month of October? Please stand up or raise your hand. Lori will be handing you a gift from our practitioner team. Awesome. And now it's time to celebrate you, you, and you. So we're all going to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
We are truly blessed that you were born on this day. All right, in this month of October. Sorry about that. All right. Today after service, join us for fellowship with potluck and the birthday cake in the social hall. Thank you, everyone who brought something yummy to share today. Yummy. All right. So we also have our brief CSL 101 discovery session for all of those who are interested in membership and learning more about our center. And as you can see from Allison's talk, we really have so much to share with you. So again, thank you, Allison. This is also a place to meet key people here at the HDCSL. All are welcome to join. It will be held in the social hall. We have a study group on the book titled The Fifth Agreement by author Don Miguel Ruiz, facilitated by Tina. Tina, raise your hand. Where's Tina? Yay, Tina. This meets every Wednesday from 6 to 8. A new book study workshop is facilitated by our own Reverend Michael. Let's give it up for him. Based on his book titled Light Heart, From Illusion to Illumination. Starts Thursday, October 5th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it will run for 6 weeks. The suggested weekly donation is $20. However, all are welcome. Change happens. What matters is how we change within the change. We have our fall talent show on Friday, October 20th. See Paula, raise your hand, Paula, or Brandy. All right, with any questions you might have. We have a sign-up sheet at the concierge table, and the cutoff to sign up as an act is Friday, October 6th. So if you have a special talent, please sign up. We would love to see and have you share your talent with us. Next Sunday, October 8th, we will have service with Reverend Valerie Reeves. Yes, woo! After service and lunch, we will have our Sonic Sound Experience fundraiser. Love offering benefits our center and HD Healing 760. All are welcome, so bring a friend. You can find the events page on our center Facebook, FB, and grab a flyer to take one with you to share. We have a lot of great things happening. Let's hear it. We do have a lot of great things happening at this center. Yeah. And all the time. So please stop by the concierge table or reach out to the office if you have any questions about these events or anything else happening here at the center. And remember, you also have information in your program each week along with our HDCSL daily affirmations. Please take it home and keep it handy. Thank you. All right, let's all take a breath together. Yes, good oxygen. And now, I would like you all to take a moment with me to thank our wonderful member and friend, Joyce Lindsay, for her beautiful flower arrangements.
Yeah.
She provides these for us each month. So again, Joyce, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you, and we love you. And now, our practitioner of the day, Judy St. Clair. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you. Please join me as we read Dr. Ernest Hone's promises together. They are on the front page of your program. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth in songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. And now for contemplation time. Chris and Lori, relax, breathe, enjoy.
Go again on the verse.
Annka will now join me in lighting the flames of faith. We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcomed here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light named of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. I'd like to ask you to take a deep breath and breathe in Spirit. Who is right here, right now, in this presence, with each and every one of us, individually and collectively. We are one with the whole, complete. On this beautiful, wonderful day of fall, we are blessed with the many stages of weather that we experience here in the desert. We are blessed with the beauty of the colors that come to us each season, each one a little different, each one in its own glory. I give thanks for this wonderful experience of all the things we experience here, from the blessings of the center, from our minister, Reverend Michael, our choir and Chris, from Nate and Brandy, and all of the other supporting teams, and thank you especially for Joan, and our practitioners, all the supporting group, which is practically everybody here. We all support this center in many ways. I give thanks for that. And I know we are truly blessed, knowing that the beauty of the center forever goes forward and that we are one in thought and mind. Together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. We end our prayer in that, affirming that it already is. Not that the prayer will be answered in the next breath or the previous breath, but in the present breath. And this teaching is about being in the present breath of awareness. And as I was sitting here enjoying what was unfolding, the breath of Spirit came through me in this way. I began to realize synchronicity. And that's one of the signs in this teaching that Spirit's in the house, that Spirit's in our life, that Spirit's everywhere present. And so I looked back here and I thought this morning I felt like fall colors. Synchronicity number one. You can't make this stuff up. We didn't orchestrate this. We didn't plan it. I didn't know that there'd be that. But what it's taking to me is that there are seasons to the weather and there are seasons to our soul. There's seasons to our soul. And they're changing all the time. And the thing about the weather lately, if you've noticed, it can be hot in the winter and cold in the summer and raining where it shouldn't be raining and snowing where it shouldn't be snowing and dry where it's supposed to be wet and wet where it's supposed to be dry. So our weather on this life plane is becoming very unpredictable. And there's something wonderful in the unpredictability of Spirit, how it shows up. And so what I'm becoming aware of, that there's a change of season to our souls, and they don't necessarily fall in order of winter, spring, summer, and fall. They get mixed up too, just like our weather's getting mixed up. And that's a good thing. Because when all of that energy of our soul gets mixed up, it's all present. We're not just present in the spring. We're not just present in the summer. We're not just present in the winter or the fall. We're present with all of that. And that's his teaching. That's his teaching. And this synchronicity, and I felt this shirt this morning. It was, what shirt? And I felt this shirt. And that was a calling, and it aligned with this. And then the principle of our talk is freedom. And then Laurie's doing Born Free. Synchronicity number 2, and then synchronicity number 3. Because when Allison used the word yes, because I like to see the word yes as yes evolves Spirit. And she said yes to the center, and she said yes to herself, and she said yes to classes and volunteering and being present, and yes to being here on Sunday. And that's the third synchronicity for me. Yes evolves Spirit, and no doesn't grow. People who notice the synchronicity in life, of Spirit dropping in wherever they were, ever present, didn't matter what season. Neil Donald Walsh was living on a park bench. He was homeless, and he was living on a park bench. And one evening, Spirit dropped in. Spirit's synchronicity dropped in right where he was. Not where he was going, but right where he was. And it changed his life. And he came out of an awareness on a park bench, being homeless and hungry, with an awareness of that connection with Spirit being everywhere present. And he synchronized with the entirety of Spirit. Not with the fall or the winter or the spring or summer, but with all of the seasons of his soul came together. And he downloaded and wrote over the next year a 3-volume set of books called Conversations with God. And God drops into our consciousness when we make it welcome. And then we just ran Jonathan Livingston Seagull Thursday night, and Richard Bach had a dream one night. Ordinary guy with a dream, wakes up. The dream he had was to write the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull. He wrote it in 24 to 48 hours. Woke up from his dream, put his pad down, synchronicity. Spirit was right where he was. It was present in his dream. It was present with all aspects of his soul. And he took flight, and he soared on that dream in the wings. Now, Spirit for me drops in little snippets, in little tidbits, and what I call Post-it notes from God. I'm not getting 3 volumes on the New York Times bestseller list. I'm not getting Jonathan Livingston Seagull and film royalty rights. But I'm getting my divine right, and I'm getting my divine inheritance at 4 in the morning, and it's really great because these ideas are opening me at the top to more fully who I am in my soul. And so the Post-it note that downloaded recently from Spirit was a Post-it note to self. A Post-it note to the self of my soul. A Post-it note to the self of all of my soul. And part of this downloaded from the internet. But most of it I rewrote from the internet of that inheritance of the wealth of my soul. And it's called Note to Self. What is my purpose in life? And this came up in Grief Group Thursday, the whole conversation. What's our purpose in life? What's our purpose? So note to self, and invite this to be the note to yourself. What's my purpose in life? You can ask yourself. And I asked the void, that great void, what if I told you, said the void, that you fulfilled it when you helped your son put training wheels on his bike? What if I told you you fulfilled it when you gave your son that starting push and ran alongside him as far as you could until he had enough momentum of his own to ride his bike, to live his life, and to open his heart to love? You fulfilled it, and you fulfill your purpose when you open the door for someone. People holding a door open here today for someone. Come on in, opening a door to someone. We fulfill our purpose when we open our arms and hug someone. How many hugs have been given today? How many hugs have been received today? Just the beginning of hugging ourselves home to that place of the seasons in our soul. And when you open your heart to love someone, when you open your day with a smile from deep in the seasons of your soul, a smile from your soul that goes on for miles and miles and miles. A smile from the depth of your soul that brings forth a smile in the soul of others. And that's our teaching when we say yes, and yes of all spirit. You know, we put too much energy on goal-based achievement. Too much energy on goal-based achievement. Brandy's to-do list, my to-do list, your to-do list, they're really long. And the day we take our last breath in human form and the first breath in spirit form, there's going to be stuff on the to-do list. So back off. Back off. Give yourself a break. You don't have to get it all done today. You don't have to get it done this week. You don't have to get it done this lifetime. So back off and lighten up, because it's not about goal-based achievement. The universe is not interested in your achievements. The universe is interested in your heart. And when you choose to act out of the kindness and the compassion and the caringness and the goodness of your heart, you align with your true purpose, your true passion, and your true presence in life. And there's no need to look any further than to that love in your heart. No need to look any further. And that takes us into that oneness, that yes evolving spirit, to the seasons of the Spirit, that invite us to open up to that synchronicity. And one of the things that Scripture talks about, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and what I call science of mind, is the Now Testament. So we learn from the Old, we study the New, and we make welcome the Now, and the Now synchronicity. And one of the ways we make welcome the Now in this teaching, Scripture invites us to look to the sky. And Scripture speaks of the synchronicity of God's signature, making a covenant with us, an agreement with us to love us all the time unconditionally. And Scripture says in the New Testament that God put a rainbow in the sky as his signature. God's signature to love us unconditionally through all of the seasons of our weather on this life plane, through all of our floods and our snowstorms and our rising waves and tides. God put a rainbow in the sky to remind us that God is ever present. God's with us all the time. And he's with us especially when we see that rainbow in the sky and we forget to love ourselves. When we forget to love ourselves, there's that rainbow in the sky. And this was in my talk, and driving here today, we saw a rainbow as we went through Beaumont today on the freeway. There was a cloud, and I said, oh my gosh, there's a rainbow over there. There's a rainbow in the sky. And so I was contemplating. In this teaching, we kind of contemplate, and we take it deeper, and Ernest Holmes calls that deep calling on the deep. And I thought about rainbows. And I saw this the other day, and it made me smile, and that's good enough. It made me smile. and it says, "Where do bad rainbows go?" How many people have seen this? Where do bad rainbows go? It made me smile. They go to Prism. It gives them time to reflect. Yeah. And so, what's smiling upon this talk today is that I came to realize this talk is opening in a whole perfect and complete new way. I'm opening this talk in disorder, divergence, and dismay, as if we don't have enough disorder, divergence, and dismay in the world and in our lives. So I'm opening that to more. As if we don't have enough disorder, divergence, and dismay, but this talk is going to unfold in an unusual way for me. Because as I spoke the word disorder, and I wrote the word disorder, and this stuff's coming through at 4 in the morning, and I am really, really tired. Not kidding, really tired. It's like yawning all the way here, and that's okay. But all of a sudden, I saw that in the disorder, I'm experiencing divine order in my life, and that's a shift of this teaching. I care if you're going through it. I care, but mostly I behold the possibility. I behold the possibility for you that if you're going through a physical healing issue, if you're going through a mental imbalance and stress and anxiety, if you're going through financial conditions and you're looking to the condition for permission, it's not in the condition, it's in the consciousness. It's in the consciousness you bring forth. And so what I'm holding for you and what I'm knowing for you and what I'm experiencing as I write my talks, and it's just glorious, is that in the disorder, I'm experiencing divine order. And in the divergence, I'm experiencing divine emergence. And in the dismay, I'm experiencing the divine new thought way. It's all there. It's all in there. A divine new thought way of seeing and being and becoming. A divine new thought way of being open at the top. Yes, evolved spirit, it opens us at the top to the seasons of our soul, to the top and the possibility of new ideas, and being open to the top. A divine new thought way of singing in harmony with heaven's choir. And if the choir will take their position, I think we're going to sing something here right now. So a divine new thought way of singing in harmony with heaven's choir, and this came up with Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Metaphysical Movie Night. There's a scene where heaven's choir begins to sing, and you know it's heaven's choir. It's not an earthly choir, and Jonathan knows it too, and it raises him higher, and this raised me higher, this song. And so, Nick, if we can have the first slide. The song is opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. And if you know it, I invite you to sing along with us, and I invite everyone to stand up who feels comfortable and take this in and sing it. It's kind of a chant and a song. So take this energy and stand and sing it and be present with it. Allow it to open you at the top to the luminous love light of the one. Say yes to being open at the top.
You're opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. 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 Here we go. We are opening.
Whoa. Thank you. So the voice, Ernest Holmes speaks of the voice celestial, and we have a heavenly choir here that is fun to sing with, fun to listen to, and fun just to be present with. So we've got our own HDCSL heavenly choir. So we're opening up to the sweet surrender of the luminous love light of the One. And LL3 is about being open at the top. And Nick, if we can have the next slide. And what we're talking about is being open at the top to all kinds of possibilities. And we're open at the top when we're willing to be open to books in a new way, when we're being willing to open our mind in a new way, when we're willing to open our voice celestial in a new way. And so Ernest Holmes shares that everything's about external expansion. When we say yes to the seasons of our soul within, we come to experience the fullness of our soul without. And he calls it external expansion. And he talks of this external expansion by saying it begins by being open at the top, and we're opening up with chants, we're opening up with music, we're opening up with metaphysical stories. And external expansion begins by making the acceptance speech of our life. If you have a physical condition, if you have a financial condition, if you have any condition on this physical plane, when was the last time, and may this be the first time, that you've made an acceptance speech of your life? The acceptance speech of your life to make welcome the life that you desire, the physical vitality, the physical well-being, the physical opportunity to run races you've never run, to achieve things you've never achieved, to be in relationship in a way you have never been in relationship with yourself and spirit first, and then in relationship with everyone else on this life plane. It's all about relationships. It's all about being open up the top, and it all begins by giving the acceptance speech of our life to make welcome the dream come true of the life come through of our heart's desire. The thing about acceptance speeches, how much good are you willing to receive? Jamie Lee Curtis, 50 years in the acting profession, her desire was for an Academy Award. She let go of it when it didn't show up in her time, and she let go and she did films, and she found her way on the red carpet at the Academy Awards giving an acceptance speech of her life, and she said this: "My dream team, we just won an Oscar." And Brandy says here, you know, teamwork makes the dream work, and Jamie Lee Curtis was saying the same thing. I didn't get here alone. I did it with a sound engineer. I did it with a film editor. I did it with the film stock that was chosen. I did it with the screenwriter who chose those words. And we chose to come into that synchronicity and that harmony and that unity of being open at the top, of being open to the seasons of our souls, all together, all contributing. You know, we're all parts of this life plane. We're all parts of the weather. We're all parts of possibility. And when we come together in that possibility, this presence of new seasons of our life just blooms and blossoms and takes on new colors and new shades and new awarenesses, and it spreads from the within of us to the without of the world. Jamie Lee Curtis also affirmed, acclaimed, and made welcome how important it is to control our own narrative. She finished by saying, "What I've learned this lifetime, how important it is to control my narrative." All the people who said, 50 years, no Academy Award, not going to happen for you, your dad, your mom, your friends. She controlled her narrative, and she said, "It will happen when I make it welcome." And she made it welcome that night, and she received an Academy Award. And so what I came to realize about the acceptance speeches of our life that allow us to receive the acclamation of a spirit that is so great and so powerful and so within us, that can change the tides and the storms and the weather and the temperatures and the conditions of our life when we step into the consciousness of the spirit life. But how willing are we to create new stories in our mind? How open are we to knowing that the fabric of the stories that we weave create the show and tell of the shell of the umbrella of life we choose to live under? And so right now, you should have been given a parasol, hopefully everyone, a small parasol. If not, we'll get you one after service. And if you'll take that parasol and if you'll open that, There's a little rubber band, and if you'll open that. And so what we're talking about is seeing things in a new way, distributing this divine energy in a new way, in our way, making the acceptance speech of our life to filter and channel this divine energy for our good, for our purpose, for our passion. So if you have that and you open up, everybody hold up their parasol. Take a look around the room. When we hold up an umbrella that way, or a parasol that way, it repels the rain when the rain comes down. But if we'll just make the simple shift in perspective to turn it upside down, and if you do this with an umbrella when it's raining, you'll catch the rain. You'll catch that energy of heaven. You'll catch that rain energy, and you get to put that rain wherever you choose to put it. You get to distribute it. Thomas Troward speaks that we are divine distributors of Spirit's energy. We are divine distributors of Spirit's energy. We are divine distributors. Where are we distributing our energy? Simply turn up an umbrella, gather all of that energy from the heavens, and you place it where you choose to place it. So that umbrella, right side up, the way most of us walk through life, repels that energy. But if we turn it around, we begin to realize that we have the power to focus that energy on our purpose and our passion in the moment. Simple change of thought, simple visual. How do we focus our energy? By turning an umbrella upside down. One of the things that we get to do also, and if we can go, I think, ahead one here, Nick. If we can see stories in a different way, what did Jamie Lee Curtis talk about? Controlling your narrative. Controlling your narrative. How many of us read the book, The Three Musketeers, all as one and one as all? But if we simply make a shift, a metaphysical shift, it's our choice. It's our choice to see the words the way we choose to see them written. It's our choice to see the words of anything on a piece of paper written and see beyond it into what's written in our heart. And so what's written in the heart of the Three Musketeers, if we open up our book and if we open up our mind to a new way of seeing and becoming, we simply make a shift. Right? The umbrella, we get to distribute that energy. We get to focus this energy. The three metaphysical musketeers. And the three metaphysical musketeers say, all is one and one is all. Not all for one, but all as one. A simple shift in perspective, but a big shift in the presence of your life. How are we going to read a book the way it's been presented? And remember, books, minds, and umbrellas only work when they're open. So we open that umbrella in a new way. We open this book and this story in a new way, and then Jamie Lee Curtis invites us to create the story of our own life. Not the story that somebody's putting in our head, but the story of our own life that we're creating from all of the seasons of our soul within. We're writing books of seasons of the soul. We're writing books of seasons of love. We're writing books of seasons of the luminous love light of the one. What book are you writing? What book are you creating? It's all about the way we see things and be with things and presence things. You know, if we're willing to be open at the top to the sweet surrender of moving from our I can'ts to our I cans to I am, then our life at the top becomes good and greater and grander and more expressive. And I like to see this as a can opener. And I meant to bring in a can opener today. And I was going to have a can here and open it, but I think the carpet crew is glad that I didn't do that. Right? Randy's saying, no opening cans on the podium. So, but if you picture a can, what was the last can you opened? My last can was a can of tuna fish. What was the last can you opened? Yeah, go back to the last can you opened. And picture a can open, and you're opening it, and you're opening it, and you're opening at the top. You don't open the can from the bottom. It doesn't work so well. Science of mind doesn't work so well when we open it from the bottom of our problems, but from the top of our consciousness, from the open at the top of our consciousness. So I invite you this week, whatever condition you are experiencing that you would like to shift into a higher consciousness, that bottom level of consciousness, if you open it at the bottom, it's going to just make a mess all over your life. But if you open it at the top and know that you're opening at the top to Spirit, to all of the seasons of your soul, to all of the possibilities of the realm of the divine, to that infinite luminous love light of the one, this week, whenever you open a can, even a can of soda with a pop top, Think about what you want to be opening and open to that new possibility of the sweet surrender of the luminous love light of the one, the light of love. The light of love that Ernest Holmes says heals, makes whole, and makes complete. Healing is revealing, and we get to reveal it when we move from our I can'ts to our I cans to our I ams. So whenever you open a can this week, think about where you're opening up the Spirit and know that Spirit's present in, as, and through you, and that all is well. It'll change your thinking and change your life. Next, our Science of Mind principle is freedom. And Laurie played the song that represented freedom. And the freedom, and this came up in Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Metaphysical Movie Night. What's the freedom we're talking about? What's the freedom? The freedom is the freedom of being open at the top to all of the possibilities of the infinite love light of the one, moving from the finite of our thinking to the infinite of that kind of blinking light of Spirit, that Spirit that's always trying to get our attention, always trying to get our awareness, always trying to get us to align in that oneness by inviting us to say yes to creating the story of the life we choose to tell, by creating the acceptance speech we're choosing to tell. Yes, I accept all of this goodness of physical, mental, financial, spiritual healing right here, right now. I'm open at the top. I'm willing to open a new can. I'm willing to open this can at the top. I'm willing to open at the can of Spirit. I'm willing to open at the top and open to Spirit by saying yes, and yes involves Spirit, and no doesn't grow. You open that can from the bottom, no doesn't grow. And so if we can have our next slide, we're talking about the freedom to move and open up to the sweet surrender of the luminous love light of the one. And our teaching symbol, and we'll talk about it, and our teaching symbol is up there in a grand light up there, and we'll talk about that at our Membership 101 today. But Science of Mind is totally about being open at the top. Open at the top. There's a big V in our symbol, and that V is the way spiritual energy channels down to us. It channels from the top and the spiritual realm through the law, which is love, and through the love, it becomes present in the physical realm. And that's Spirit's energy, and it's open at the top. That's Ernest Holmes. We're open at the top. And what does our symbol show? A wide open V. And if you look at it and thinking of Jonathan Livingston Seagull, that's the formation of a gull's wings when it takes flight into new realms of possibility. This stuff is so unified. This stuff is so synchronified. I don't know if that's a word. This stuff is so testified. It's so testified in our truth and our testimony and our presence here. This stuff so works. This stuff so works, but you got to not look to the condition for permission. Give up the condition. Stop looking to the condition. Open at the top to that consciousness, that presence, that preciousness of Spirit. It's here. It's in us. It's through us. It's shown up in Ross's life, in my life, all the time. He came to grief group this week, and we have confidentiality because I'd love to share, but we do confidentiality, so I can't. But he opened up in a way to things that I never knew about him. And I was so amazed because we created a safe space on Thursday. It is so safe, and it is so loving, and it is so open at the heart that people get to explore all of the seasons of their soul. All of their seasons of the soul, wherever they are. And that's his teaching. And our principle of freedom is about we're free to create our life any way we choose to create it. We get to use that divine energy, that umbrella. And I always think Science of Mind is about turning things upside down. That umbrella, the energy goes wherever it goes astray. But if we turn it right side up, it goes wherever we choose to put it that day. You know, the same thing is true of anything in our life. If we're opening a can, you can open at the can and be open to the I am of the possibilities of this teaching, or you can open at the bottom and let everything fall out. So where are you going to open your can? Where are you going to open your can of life? Where are you going to open your can of beans? Where are you going to open your can of worms? Where are you going to open your can of life? What's your can opener? What's your can opener? Your can opener is I am. Your can opener is, I am. When you open a can this week, you choose whether they're open from the top or the bottom. But know that when you open it from the bottom, you're demonstrating to Spirit the I can't. And when you open it from the top, you're experiencing, I can open at the top to new possibilities, to new wellness, to new prosperity, to new creative flow. Oh my goodness, creative flow. It's just amazing. That's what life is about. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. That's the everything. And so our closing story is about being open at the top. Being open at the top to new beginnings, even when your life is ending. Recently, this is a story I read, I overheard was a father and daughter in their last moments together at the airport. They had announced the departure for the father's flight. Standing near the security gate, they hugged the father and the father said, "I love you, and I wish you enough." The daughter replied, "Dad, Dad, our life together has been more than enough. Your love is all I ever needed. I wish you enough too, Dad." They kissed, and the daughter left, and the father walked over to the window where I was seated, not me, but the person telling the story. And standing there, I could see he wanted and needed to cry. I tried not to intrude on his privacy, but he welcomed me in by asking, "Did you ever say goodbye to someone knowing that it was a forever goodbye?" And the gentleman replied, "Yes, I have. Forgive me for asking, but why was this a forever goodbye between you and your daughter? I'm old, and she lives so far away. I have challenges ahead, and the reality is the next trip back will be for my funeral. When you were saying goodbye, I heard you say, 'I wish you enough.' May I ask you to openly share what that means?" And the father began to smile. "That's a wish that has been handed down through my family, through generations. My parents used to say it to everyone." He paused a moment and looked up as if trying to remember it in detail, and he smiled even more. "When we said, 'I wish you enough,' we were wanting the other person to have a life filled with just enough good things to sustain them." Then turning toward me, he shared the following, as if he were reciting it from memory. "I wish you enough, son, to keep your attitude bright, no matter how gray the day may appear. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive and everlasting. I wish you enough pain so that even the smallest of joys in life may appear bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wants. I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbyes." He then began to cry and walked away. They say it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, a day to love them, and an entire lifetime to forget them. Only if you wish, may you make the acceptance speech of your life this day to someone in a very new way of being open at the top. Slow down. Don't be in so much of a hurry with your to-do list that you forget you have friends who love you. Take time to live. And to all of my family who are here and hereafter, to all of my spiritual family, to all of my neighbors, to all of the countries of this world, to all of the leaders of this world, to all of the workers of this world, I wish you enough. There's always enough and more than enough when we affirm, acclaim, and make welcome the acceptance speech of our life. When we make that acceptance speech of our life from being open at the top to the I am enough. I am is the can opener of our life. I am is the can opener that will open the universe to you. I am is the can opener that will move you from I can't to I can to I am. And there is no better place to be on this life plane, and the I am of the fullness of all of the seasons of your soul available to you, all of the seasons of your memory, all of the seasons and the reasons and the treasons of your life present to you in this moment. That's the fullness of love. That's unconditional love. That's the love. That's the presence. That's the vulnerability. That's the openness at the top that opens this world to love, a love it has not experienced for many, 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 many thousands of years, but a love that if we open at the top by saying, I am enough. I'm enough to love you. I'm enough to love me. I'm enough to love the world out of the mess they're in. So I invite us this week to know beyond knowing our purpose. What's my purpose? Our purpose is love. I invite us this week to know beyond knowing we are enough and more than enough. I invite us this week to know beyond knowing that I love you, I wish you enough, and more than enough. And I will end with this quote from Michelangelo. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and that we miss it, but that our aim is too low and we reach it. Are you aiming from the openness of the top of that can or from the bottom of the can? Are you aiming from the water that's being shed anywhere and it's not empowering you to turning that umbrella upside down, taking in all of the power of the universe and that rain and every drop of rain and becoming one with the ocean and putting that ocean of life and that ocean of consciousness and the ocean of the story that you tell and the acceptance speech that you give to work for the highest good and the highest purpose and the highest passion of this teaching, of this center, and of the reason that we are here today. The simple and highest and greatest good of love is all, and all is love. That's our talk. Be well. Stay conscious. Namaste. And so it is.
Invite the choir to come up. We have a song called You're in Alignment Now.
Life's good right now. Life's good right now. Life's good right now. You have a bad day. People in your face, you're in a bad way. Like you need more space with an adjustment in the perfect place. You're in alignment now. You're miming as you walk along. You might be singing as you sing a song. You get the feeling nothing can go wrong. You're in alignment now. If you can lift your head up to the sky, feel the love come rushing by. You are perfect, this is why. You're in alignment now. Life's good right now.
Be aware.
Life's good right now.
Don't despair.
Life's good right now.
Everywhere.
Life's good right now. You might be thinking, how can I connect? You might be learning how to intersect with your emotions. You would be correct. You're in alignment now. If you can see yourself in everyone, be yourself and have some fun. Know that you and I are one. We're in alignment now. Life's good right now.
Look around.
Life's good right now.
Hear the sound
Life's good right now.
going down.
Life's good right now. So if you're thankful, deep inside your heart, you're feeling groovy.
You're about to start a mental journey. You're a work of art. You're in alignment now. You're in alignment now. You're in alignment now.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful music. I'm just breathing in Reverend Michael's talk. Thank you so much. I mean, I could just see Spirit just working right through you and touching every soul in this room. I felt it. Thank you so much. This is our giving time, so please take a moment to join me in appreciation for this beautiful community and our Science of Mind philosophy. We know that we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with love and gratitude. Because we appreciate you and your contributions, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the basket today, there are various ways that you can contribute to our center. Thank you, Nick, for showing the slide with the information. We appreciate you supporting our center, this center. Because of you, our service and this experience together continues to be possible, and the possibilities are growing. Thank you so very much. Now I invite the ushers to come forward, and we thank you for your service here today as well. Please join me in reading aloud our Declaration of Affirmative Giving, located inside of your program on the left side and also on our monitors. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
And so what I'm grateful for today is the oneness of this community, the willingness of this community to say yes, the willingness of this community to grow, the willingness to embody a compassion and a caring and a kindness, not only for each other, but for all of the animals in this world. We have our World Pet Day board up here, And so I'm going to do a blessing for the animals, and what I'm knowing is that God signs his signature with us, with a rainbow in the sky, to love us when we forget to love ourselves. But I have been so gifted in my life to have had 7 dogs, and 7 is a spiritual number, so there you go. 7 dogs in my lifetime. Most of my life I've had a dog in my life. And so what I know, they say, who rescues whom? Who rescues whom? Do we rescue the animals or do they rescue us? I know all my animals have rescued me to a higher consciousness. They've rescued me to a higher place of awareness. They've rescued me to unconditional love, which they always show toward me, and they're teaching me to show to myself. And so Ernest Holmes says, it's all about revealing. And what I know my animals, the animals on this life plane, reveal to us if we're willing to be present with them is an unconditional love. An unconditional love that is so powerful. And I became aware many, many years ago. I had a full-size collie named Pippin. And I looked at Pippin one day, and she came into my life just when I needed her. And I turned to her and I said, well, sometimes God puts a rainbow in the sky, and sometimes he puts a pet in our life, and sometimes the rainbow's in the sky, and the angels from heaven and the voice celestial comes with 4 paws and a warm nose and a wagging tail. And today we bless all of the animals on this board, all of the animals, past, present, and future in our lives, and knowing that their consciousness is always open at the top. Their consciousness is always saying enough hellos to us that when they say their final goodbye, they're complete. And so I invite us to know, as we honor this financial offering, as we honor our time coming to a close here together, that in this temporary goodbye, there's a rainbow in the sky that reminds us we are enough to live the life we choose to live. We are enough to share and spare. We are enough to open our arms and our hearts and the seasons of our soul to be open at the top to the I can't, and move from I can't to I can to I am enough in all areas of my life. And I invite us to hold this planet and its people and its nation, and in worlds beyond worlds that we haven't yet discovered, in that oneness of love and light and truth, in that oneness of being the infinite, luminous love light of the one. And together I invite us to say, and so it is.
Thank you, ushers, Chris, choir, and Reverend Michael. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. Please reach out to any one of our experienced licensed practitioners for prayer, especially if you're going through a challenging time in your life. They are here to know the truth for you. We also have a prayer request box in the garden room right next to the sanctuary doors, under the picture of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. This box is checked regularly, and our prayer team loves to pray for you and with you. Thank you, practitioners, for your service. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you to those who have joined us in person today and to those who have joined us online. Thank you. We will see you next Sunday, October 8th, for another wonderful HDCSL celebration service with Reverend Valerie Reeves, followed up by the fellowship lunch and our sonic sound experience. See you all in the social hall for potluck and our brief CSL 101 discovery session. Have a great week, everyone. Now we ask that we're going to make a big circle to close out this wonderful service with a peace song. So let's get up on our feet and make a giant circle and take it away, Chris.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally.